All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all honor, all glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I'm the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson. This is a video from the Jimmy Dore show. It is called Israeli cops beat up Hasidic Jews protesting war in Gaza. So Israeli police have cracked down on Hasidic Jews in the Jerusalem neighborhood of Mea Shearim over protests against the war on Palestinian people in Gaza. Many of the Hasidim in Mea Shearim are staunch anti-Zionists and express solidarity with the Palestinian people against the Israeli government. So this is just one more example and proof that the people in the land of Israel today are not the chosen people of the Israelites in the Bible. All right. You have a difference in what you call Israelis and Israelites. All right, Israelis are just people that inhabit or dwell in the land of Israel, but their bloodline doesn't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, because you have so-called Jews that live there, you have so-called Christians that live there, you have Palestinian people that live there. Okay, so you have different religions, sects of the same religions, denominations. Okay, and that alone is proof that, not only are they not the chosen people of the Bible, but we're not in the kingdom of heaven. If they were the chosen people, we would be in the kingdom of heaven right now. And trust me, anybody would agree that we are not in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you listen to this video and then obviously bring out the scriptures.
Jews are not Zionists because the Zionist ideology is not Jewish. The Zionist ideology is against the Jewish beliefs. Zionists are not Jews anymore. Even if they were born as Jews, they are not Jews anymore. Of course, we raise the Palestinian flag because, first of all, it's a symbol that we have no war with them. We are against the occupation that they have been going through. We are like brothers with each other.
Right. So that alone should tell you that they don't match with the prophecies of the Bible, which they claim in 1948 that's the fulfillment of the Jews returning to the land, according to them, right? But something that I searched up, right? I said, what's the difference between Hasidic Judaism and Zionistic Jews? The Hasidic Jews and the Zionist Jews. It says Hasidic Judaism and Zionism are distinct but related aspects of the Jewish experience. Hasidism is a sub-branch of Orthodox Judaism, emphasizing spiritualism, mysticism, and devotion to charismatic leaders. Zionism, on the other hand, is a political movement that advocates for a Jewish state in Israel, rooted in the belief of national self-determination for the Jewish people. Right? And what that means, obviously there's a war going on between the Palestinians and the Israelis, and the Israelis claim they're justified in their actions of the slaughtering of the Palestinians because, we're God's chosen people and we have a right to this land, and you deserve to be exterminated. Right? That's Zionism right there. right? But nobody that comes against us has anything to say about them, right? The hypocrisy. It says while Hasidic Jews generally support the state of Israel, some Hasidic groups are anti-Zionist, viewing it as an attempt to prematurely establish a Jewish state before the arrival of the Messiah. Okay, so that's the difference. So, some Hasidic Jews support the state of Israel and what they're doing, and then some groups are anti-Zionist, and they're not with the violence against the Palestinians. Okay, Hasidic Jews are deeply religious, adhering strictly to Orthodox Jewish practices and unique emphases. Right, so this alone should tell you that it doesn't link up with prophecy, because you have different sects, different denominations, different religions. All right, but in the kingdom of heaven, there's only gonna be one. Okay, and the whole world, the whole universe, is gonna be under the order of the Israelites under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, and the law, statutes, and commandments will govern the whole world, all worlds. Okay, which is not happening currently. So let's go ahead and continue on with this video.
Israelis are beating up. There's a group of Jews who are against Zionism, and they live in Jerusalem. Jews have lived in Jerusalem for millennia. Today, a lot of them are staunch anti-Zionists, living in essentially a ghetto in the center of Jerusalem. So the people who are anti-Zionist live in a ghetto. While
Yes, there were
Israel,
always Jews there, Jimmy, and they didn't want Zionists. That's a historic fact.
That's
they
right.
did not want Zionists who were Russian and Polish people, not related to them.
and Ukrainian,
They didn't want them. That's right.
While Israelis were celebrating Independence Day, anti-Zionist Jews gathered for a demonstration in Mea Shearim, which was brutally suppressed by. So they got together for a protest, and they were brutally suppressed. And by the way, here, let's watch.
We're in Mea Shearim, a Jew.
So I don't know if you know, this is what happens when you don't take absolute control of social media. All of your own people turn against you when they find out who and what you actually are. Their own people are turning against them. Here, let's watch. He's in Shearim.
Orthodox neighborhood in the very center of Jerusalem, which has been turned into a kind of a ghetto by the Israeli state. The core of the population of Mea Shearim lived here since before the Zionist state. A lot of them are very anti-Zionist. Today there is a demonstration done at the same time as Israel's Independence Day.
Jews are not Zionists because the Zionist ideology is not Jewish. The Zionist ideology is against the Jewish beliefs. Zionists are not Jews anymore. Even if they were born as Jews, they are not Jews anymore. Of course, we raise the Palestinian flag because, first of all, it's a symbol that we have no war with them. We are against the occupation that they have been going through. We are like brothers with each other. We understand that what they suffer is our suffer also. Every spilled blood that we see with them is hurting our heart, especially when it comes from the Jewish nation's name. They stole the Jewish nation's name, Israel, and we are ashamed. We are very ashamed that they do it in our name. They have owned this land. It's called Palestine. They tried to remove the Palestinian name, the Palestinian tradition. They stole the Jewish name and they steal the Palestinian land. There is no freedom here. There is no democracy like you see. We cannot declare our opinions in public. We cannot make a protest in public. And I've personally been beaten today.
They just arrested a father and left his... Holy shit. Fuck. They just arrested a father and left his child in a stroller in the middle of the street alone.
So these are Jews beating other Jews. These
You think this this is gonna be going on in the kingdom of heaven? Do you really think this will be going on in the kingdom of heaven? No. All right. So one scripture comes to mind. Do got a couple on deck, but this one comes to mind. Isaiah 11. All right. Isaiah 11:9. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. So they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. That's clearly not happening, as you clearly saw from the video. All right, and the current war with the Israelis and the Palestinians. All right. So let me see. Let me jump down to verse 13. It says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Right? So this is going into the northern and southern kingdom coming together. All right. All 12 tribes coming together. And here you have Jews beating up on other Jews. Right? So your own people are in division and in civil war with each other. You are supposed to be on the same team. And y'all beating up on each other, man. All right, let's continue.
Are Zionist Jews beating Hasidic Jews, Jews who have lived there for a millennia?
Well, Hasidic wasn't there for millennia, but those Jews are the ones that were there first. They didn't turn on Israel. They never wanted Zionists there. That's why when people go, "Oh, the Jews," that's why it's a dickhead thing to say, because there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that. The people that live there never wanted this, and they've been persecuted like they're natives. Those are native Israelis.
Those are, yes. So why wouldn't you love the Israelis when they treat you this way in your own country just for having a different opinion? That's how they get
theocracy.
I mean, they might as well just live in the United States right now, or Germany, or England, because that's what's happening. If you have a different opinion, that's what they're doing to you, or France, for that matter. There's more to this.
We want the Palestinians to gain back their lands, because we are not thieves. We don't want anything to take out from them. We want them to live peacefully and with freedom, with complete freedom. No apartheid state. We don't want it.
Boy, you're not going to see that guy on MSNBC, CNN, or Fox News. I'll tell you that.
You're not going to see it. There's a bunch of people. I don't know if it's a Catholic thing or what it is.
Some of them might be Jake too. You know, we're mixed among all these people, and you know, that guy might be Jay. Who knows, right? Because we know the nature of Esau. They don't give a fuck about anybody. All right, and they're extremely racist in the sense of they have no. The perfect example is the Palestinians and the slaughter of them. That's a clear example of how they feel of you other nations. All right, not just the Palestinians. Just imagine how they feel against you actual Israelites, right? They know who you are, and imagine the hatred they have for you. Or the scriptures talk about it, the perpetual hatred between Jacob and Esau.
But there is an anti-Semite thing where it's like, I think it's to tarnish you for criticizing Israel, honestly. But you never get to see this.
No.
I didn't know the history of any of this until
October 7th. Me neither.
So I guess I got to give Bibi a debt of gratitude for his little false flag he did that opened my eyes to it, because I had no clue about any of it.
Let's listen to this. This is another psychopath. Israel's politician. So this is an Israeli politician calling for the starvation of Palestinians, children, literal, legit starvation. I will starve the Gazans. Yes, it is our duty to expel the Gazans. So they call them Gazans, not Palestinians, because the land is called Palestine. Isn't that interesting? It wasn't called Israelstein. It was called Palestine. And so we have to starve the Gazans. There are 10 countries in the world that want them and are ready to absorb them. So they want to kick them out of their own land. So this is called ethnic cleansing. Before the argument was, nobody will even take the Palestinians. What does that tell you about them? That's why we got to wipe them out. Now they're saying, no, there's 10 countries that actually want them. Let's get rid of them. This is our job every day that passes here. Is to kick the Palestinians and ethnically cleanse Gaza and the West Bank. Members of the Knesset, if you say in Israeli parliament, I want to starve Gazans, understand the implications of that statement. Wasn't I clear? It's simple. I want to starve Gazans completely, a full siege. These people are psychopaths.
Right, and that's when you read about Esau in the Bible and how it describes him, that's him. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab Isaiah 9 and verse 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." Right? This is the prophecy of Yahushai, okay, and him coming and being born, and then obviously when his government is established, and this will be in the kingdom of heaven, right? It says, "Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end." So there shall be no end of peace. It's all going to be peace, right? It says, "Neither shall they learn war anymore." Okay. Instruments of war turn into instruments of peace. Okay. It says, "Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this." So yes, judgment and justice will be established, meaning the law, statutes, and commandments will reign supreme in the earth. All right, and yes, we're gonna rule the nations with a rod of iron, but they're gonna want to be in order, okay, because we're such a wise and understanding people, and even as it says in Isaiah 2, "Let us go up into the house of the Lord," right, to worship, because they're gonna follow us and our ways. Okay. Let's go back.
These people are psychopaths. That's siege warfare, by the way, is a war crime.
You know what's so crazy about
That's
it?
called
Jimmy?
collective punishment. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What?
When the interview with Madeleine Albright, where like you starved all those kids,
Yeah.
was it worth it? I think it was.
Yeah.
It is refreshing how they would openly say their psychotic intentions, rather than our American leaders who, by the way, do all this. They do it on the regular, and they all like it's not polite to say what they're really doing, but they'll just blurt it out to a shock. That's why I say look at Israeli news and not American news if you want to know what's going on there. They're remarkably forthcoming about the evil shit they're doing.
Yes. They'll say it in Israel. They won't say it here in the United States. Exactly. But they'll say it right on TV there.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, I want to starve all the Gazans. I want to starve them. Full siege."
Don't
What
hit every
he's
Hitler note.
basically saying, another term for that is, he's saying, "I want to do a full-blown war crime. I'm all for full-blown war crimes." That's another way to say that. Go ahead, Kurt.
Well, you're going to hit every Hitler note you can hit.
Right.
Is the irony lost on you that completely?
Let's watch.
את העזתים לעשות מצור על מלא מלא. מי שרוצה לצאת...
Anyone who wants to leave Gaza can leave for a humanitarian zone that we will control. A zone that we will control. The Israeli army will distribute food in the zone. And how will you deal with the world's criticism? He asked. So how are you going to deal with the world's criticism of what you're doing? They don't care. Watch, let's see what he says.
באמת,
Really? We've been there before.
באמת, ביקורת בעולם.
The world's criticism, forget about that.
צריכים לדאוג ליהודים.
We need to take care of Jews. It's time. So you're not taking care of Jews. You're slaughtering and ethnically cleansing Palestinians. That's not taking care of it. So the trick to being a psychopath like this guy is to just say everything like it's normal. Just say it like it's normal. Promote it like there's something wrong with you if you don't agree. Because that's how a mental case would say things. That's how he's saying it.
Well, if you live in a psychopath theocracy with no constitution, it is normal.
Yeah, yep. So let's watch a little more of that protest. Did you see that sign? It said Zionism, the main cause of anti-Semitism. Zionism. And that's 100% right. I agree with the Jews in Jerusalem saying Zionism is the cause of anti-Semitism. People are like, well, there is a rise in anti-Semitism. I'm like, really, you think? I wonder why that is. Maybe because they're robbing us of our free speech to protect Zionists. You know, the people who are the most powerful in the United States, who need the least amount of protection, they're going to steal our freedom of speech. They're gonna deport people who are here legally on green cards, who are doing everything we asked them to do to become a citizen. They're gonna deport them because they use their speech. Of course. So if you equate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, you know who does that? Anti-Semites and Zionists. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, the anti-Semitism has not risen at all.
At all.
Anti-Zionism has risen.
That's right.
And they pass these resolutions to try to pretend it's the same thing, but I know it's not the same thing because I'm watching them beat up Jews who say it's not the same thing.
That's right. Isn't it amazing how cops are cops everywhere? Isn't it amazing? Even in Israel and Jerusalem, you can get upset. And, oh, and look at the Orthodox Jews, too. Do you see what he's holding? So he's got a mock-up of the Israeli flag, and he's got a swastika on it.
Yeah, it's not divided by Orthodox. It's not that Orthodox likes it. No, there's Chabad Lubavitch. That's the real main
You
cult.
can't tell me these are the people of the Most High. Right. Let's go ahead and grab Jeremiah 33:15. In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith she shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Right? So in these days, in the kingdom of heaven, right, righteousness, judgment will be executed in the land. All right, Judah shall be saved, Jerusalem shall dwell safely, right, all 12 tribes. Okay, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. All right, they shall be safe from their enemies. Nothing bad will happen to them. And currently there's conflict and division between their own people, between Amalek. All right, this is Isaiah 60:18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and thy gates praise. All right, so there's currently violence going on. All right, wasting and destruction. Okay, they're protesting at the moment. There's a war between the Palestinians and the Israelis. All right, you got Amalek divided against itself. All going on at the moment. But these are the people of the Lord. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying. As always, all honor, glory, and praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.